Listen up, Birds fans. We need to talk about what's happening in Buffalo right now because this directly impacts our path to February. And you better believe the Eagles are taking notes on every single weakness the Bills are showing heading into our potential playoff matchup. The Bills just got absolutely embarrassed by the Falcons dropping a shocking 24-14 loss on Monday Night Football. And honestly, it couldn't have come at a better time for us because Josh Allen and his squad are spiraling right when we're hitting our stride and building the kind of momentum that wins championships. Before we dive deep into the Bills' collapse, let me tell you something critical. This team was supposed to be one of the most dangerous squads in the entire league coming into this season. And while they're still talented, there's no denying they're cracking under pressure with back-to-back losses that have everyone in the national media questioning whether Buffalo can actually compete with elite teams like our Philadelphia Eagles. The cracks are showing, folks, and our defensive coordinator Vic Fangio is definitely studying this tape because what's happening to Allen right now is exactly the kind of vulnerability we can exploit when it matters most. Now, Josh Allen is undeniably talented. He's got the MVP trophy from last season sitting on his mantle, and he's proven himself as a reliable quarterback who can make plays both with his arm and his legs. But here's where it gets really interesting for us Eagles fans because Allen is absolutely regressing this season, and the numbers don't lie. According to the NFL Spin Zone's Week 8 quarterback rankings, Allen has dropped all the way down to number 12, which is honestly shocking when you consider he was the MVP just months ago. And this tells you everything you need to know about how the mighty are falling in Buffalo. The statistics are brutal, and they paint a picture of a quarterback who's lost that magic touch he had last year. Allen threw only 6 interceptions during the entire 2024 season, which was incredible discipline and ball security. But get this, he's already thrown 4 picks through just his first 6 games this year, and we're not even halfway through the season yet. That's a massive red flag, and it shows that defenses have figured something out about his game, or the pressure is getting to him in ways it didn't before. Lou Scattaglia from NFL Spin Zone didn't hold back either, saying the Bills feel like one of many good, not great teams in the AFC. And that assessment extends directly to Allen himself, who simply hasn't been special this season. But wait, it gets even better for us because the protection issues in Buffalo are getting worse by the week. Allen has already been sacked 12 times this year, and remember, he was only sacked 14 times during the entire 2024 regular season, so he's on pace to take double or triple the punishment he absorbed last year. That offensive line is breaking down, and when you've got a quarterback taking that many hits, his decision-making suffers, his timing gets thrown off, and those interceptions start piling up exactly like we're seeing right now. This is music to our ears because our defensive line with Fletcher Cox's veteran presence and the young, hungry pass rushers we've developed can absolutely feast on this kind of vulnerability. The national media is starting to notice too, and they're not being gentle about it. Scattaglia straight up said Allen is definitely regressing from his MVP season, and there are 11 quarterbacks who have played better than him this year, which is a devastating indictment of where Buffalo stands right now. When you've got an MVP caliber quarterback playing like the 12th best signal caller in the league, you've got serious problems. And those problems become opportunities for teams like the Eagles who are built to take advantage of every mistake and every moment of weakness. The Bills' overall team rankings reflect this decline too. And it's not just about Allen anymore, because the entire organization seems to be sliding at exactly the wrong time. They dropped from number 5 to number 8 in the For the Win power rankings after their bye week. And while they're using this time to do some soul searching and figure out what went wrong, we're out here stacking wins and getting better every single week. Robert Zaglinski and Christian D'Andrea pointed out that Buffalo's bye week came exactly when they needed it following that 2-game losing streak. But here's the thing, a bye week doesn't fix fundamental problems with pass protection secondary breakdowns and a quarterback who's making poor decisions under pressure. The schedule ahead for Buffalo is absolutely brutal. And this is where things get really spicy for us Eagles faithful, because they've got showdowns coming up against the Buccaneers, and the Chiefs mixed in with games against supposedly easier opponents like the Panthers and Dolphins. D'Andrea asked the crucial question of whether this break will be enough to fix a broken secondary, and he answered his own question with a resounding probably not, which should have every Eagles fan grinning from ear to ear. A broken secondary means opportunities for explosive plays, and while we might not face them in the regular season, the playoffs are a different animal, and these weaknesses don't just disappear when the stakes get higher. Now let's talk about what this means for our Philadelphia Eagles, because everything happening in Buffalo is relevant to our championship aspirations and our path through the NFC. While the Bills are struggling in the AFC and trying to figure out how to stop their slide, we're building something special in Philadelphia with Jalen Hurts playing at an elite level, our offensive line dominating in the trenches, and a defense that's gotten progressively better as the season has gone on. The contrast couldn't be more stark, and it shows you the difference between a team that's ascending and a team that's fighting to hold on to relevance. Think about it this way: if we make it to the Super Bowl and the Bills somehow manage to stumble their way through the AFC playoffs, we would have every advantage heading into that matchup. Their offensive line can't protect their quarterback for more than a few seconds. Their secondary is broken according to national analysts. And Allen is making the kind of mistakes that great defenses turn into pick sixes and game-changing momentum swings. Our defense would have a field day, and Fangio would cook up a scheme that attacks every single weakness we're seeing on tape right now. But here's where I want to pump the brakes for just a second, because even though everything I'm telling you is backed up by statistics and expert analysis, we can't get complacent or overlook anybody in this league. The Bills still have talent. Allen is still capable of going nuclear for 4 touchdown performances like DeAndrea mentioned. And desperate teams are dangerous teams, especially when they're backed into a corner. What we need to focus on is continuing to handle our own business in the NFC, taking care of division opponents, and making sure we're not the team that starts trending downward while others figure things out. The beauty of what's happening right now is that we're seeing in real time how quickly things can change in this league and how championship windows can close faster than anyone expects. The Bills looked unstoppable coming into this season, and now they're scrambling to fix fundamental issues that might not have easy solutions. Meanwhile, we're healthy, we're hungry, and we've got the kind of roster construction that travels well in January and February when the weather turns nasty and the games get physical. Our offensive line is mauling people in the run game, which is exactly what you need in the playoffs when defenses tighten up and points become precious commodities. Jalen Hurts is protecting the football and making smart decisions, which is the polar opposite of what Allen is doing right now with those 4 interceptions in 6 games. Our defense is flying around making plays, and most importantly, we're not dealing with the kind of protection breakdowns that are plaguing Buffalo and leading to Allen getting crushed 12 times already this season. Every single Eagles fan needs to understand that what's happening in Buffalo is a cautionary tale about taking success for granted and assuming that talent alone will carry you through a grueling NFL season. The Bills thought they had it figured out after Allen's MVP campaign, but they didn't adjust when defenses started scheming differently against them. They didn't shore up the protection issues that are now catastrophic, and they didn't fix their secondary problems before they became season-defining weaknesses. We cannot let that happen to our Eagles, and we need to stay focused, locked in, and ready to pounce on every opportunity that comes our way. The next few weeks are going to be absolutely critical for both teams because Buffalo needs to stop the bleeding immediately or risk falling too far behind in the AFC playoff race, while we need to keep stacking wins and building separation in the NFC East. The beautiful thing about being an Eagles fan right now is that we control our own destiny, and we don't need to rely on other teams collapsing. We just need to take care of business and let the chips fall where they may. But watching the Bills struggle, watching Allen regress, and watching that offensive line crumble is definitely putting a smile on my face because it means one less legitimate Super Bowl contender that we have to worry about come February. So here's the bottom line, Birds fans. The Buffalo Bills are in crisis mode right now with Josh Allen dropping to number 12 in quarterback rankings, with 4 interceptions in 6 games with 12 sacks already accumulated, and with a broken secondary that probably won't get fixed during a bye week. This is fantastic news for us because it means the AFC is wide open beyond Kansas City. And it means if we do our jobs in the NFC, we'll be facing a Bills team that's nowhere near as scary as they looked on paper at the start of the season. Stay hungry, stay focused, and let's ride this momentum all the way to the championship because everything is lining up perfectly for the Philadelphia Eagles to make a deep playoff run. And I, for one, cannot wait to see how this all plays out. Fly, Eagles, fly, and let's keep watching Buffalo crumble while we soar to new heights. Make sure you smash that subscribe button right now, hit that like button, to help spread the word to every Eagles fan out there. And drop a comment below answering this question. Do you think the Eagles would dominate the Bills in a potential Super Bowl matchup? Option A, absolutely we destroy them. Or option B, it'd be closer than you think. Let me know what you think, Birds fans.